And I'm back. Welcome back into Vinny and the Jets. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Guys, after a 1 month hiatus, we are back here on YouTube to talk New York Jets football. Couple quick shout outs to my viewers out here that knew I was out on hiatus while we were expecting our baby boy last week. Mom and baby are doing A-okay. He was born on Thursday, April 28th, 8 pounds, 5 ounces, very healthy. And just a few shout outs to some good guys out there that do a great job with YouTube podcasting when it comes to New York Jets content. Let's Talk Jets Radio, Tyson and Kevin, Jake Asman with obviously the Jake Asman Show, and John over at Straight 100 Jets. So be sure to check out those channels when you get a chance. So let's talk about the 2022 NFL Draft. I watched the entire thing from the hospital. That was a first. Let's discuss it. Go right into things with round 1, pick 4, Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I saw that they went corner, 4th overall, at first, I was just like, Kayvon Thibodeau is on the board right there. And I'm thinking going into this draft, pass rusher, pass rusher, pass rusher, we need an edge presence. Now, that being said, that's not to take anything away from Sauce. Sauce is one hell of a player. Some experts actually think he is pound for pound the best player in this draft, the most pro-ready as it is. 6'3", 200 pounds solid. And he has the potential to be Defensive Rookie of the Year if it all comes into place. Don't be fooled by his low interception total. He only had 3 interceptions in all 3 of his collegiate careers, but that's because the opposing quarterbacks would hesitate to throw to his side. So this guy is instantly a day 1 starter. I think a lot of him. He's going to make an immediate impact, and I see big things with him. Now, remember, at the time, I was a little shocked that they went corner. We'll get back to that in a minute when it came to the pass rush. Fast forward to, we're still in the same round, pick 10, Jets go Garrett Wilson, wide receiver out of Ohio State, 6 foot, 188 pounds. After the fact that Jameson Williams tore his ACL in the last game of the year, this guy instantly became the most polished wide receiver in the entire draft. He was the 2nd receiver off the board. Drake London out of USC. He went 8th to Atlanta. I'm totally okay with that. If you made me choose, gun to my head, London, Wilson, 9 times out of 10, I would take Wilson. He's a day 1 starter. He has 4.38 electric speed coming off the line. And he is coming off one of his, if not best season at Ohio State. 70 catches, 1,058 yards through the air, and 12 touchdown catches. This is going to be one of the most exciting receiving corps that we've had here in New York since the days of Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker, when you got Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios. I'm not going to even acknowledge Denzel Mims, truthfully. At some point in the offseason, maybe the preseason, or by the deadline, I expect him off this team, barring a set of catastrophic injuries. But this is awesome. They tried to dangle the 10 pick to the 49ers along with a 5th to try to get Debo. It didn't work out. We're probably better off than paying a receiver $25 million a year. Let's roll with Garrett Wilson, and let's get the things going here to get Zach Wilson up and running. So, it's still in the first round. Now, it leaked the next day that JD was on the phone with every single team from pick 15 all the way down to pick 26 when he went ahead and jumped back into that first round and took our pass rusher of the future and Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State. 6'5", 260 pounds. They were linked to Jermaine Johnson since the Senior Bowl. They were telling us that they loved him from the day that they met him. He is by far the biggest steal in this draft, and I'm so excited that the New York Jets landed him. JD was adamant that he was going to get this guy, and he told him going into the draft, we are going to come up to get you. So help us, God. We're going to come up there, and we're going to get you. And what this kid is known for is he's got a ton of heart. For those of you that don't know his story, his first 2 years of his collegiate career, he played at Georgia. Didn't get a lot of run at Georgia. Went out of his way to transfer to Florida State to up his production. So his second year in Georgia, final stats were 11 tackles, 5 sacks. He goes to Florida State, day 1 starter to up his production in the right system. He finished the year 33 tackles, 11 and a half sacks coming off the line. This is the edge presence we've been looking for since we traded away John Abraham. It's almost too good to be true. So Jermaine Johnson, I am so excited for you to just wreak havoc in the AFC East. Going into the second round, a surprise pick to many of us at this team, the Jets actually moved up 2 spots with the New York Football Giants. They went from 38 to 36 to jump the Houston Texans. They had to give up a 5th-round pick in the process to do so. At the end of the day, who cares? My opinion, from the 5th round on, you're throwing darts at a board, hoping to catch lightning in the bottle. I couldn't care any less. This guy is the #1 running back on everybody's board that went into this draft. 6'1", 200 pounds, and he is just going to be a burner for this team. The running back room is going to be amazing between Breece Hall, Tevin Coleman, Michael Carter. I think this spells the end of LaMichael Pirine. Thank goodness. Dude sucks. But to jump back in, they didn't really need this guy. But you know what this tells me? The franchise is not fucking around anymore. They're going to put every weapon in place to help our young quarterback. They've added to the running back room. They've added to the tight end room. They've added to the offensive line room. They've added to the wide receiver room. What more do you need to help this quarterback? That being said, now going forward, if at the end of all it doesn't work out, I mean, Zach Wilson stinks, and none of this is all going to matter. You got to find out immediately if he's the guy or not. So this way, we're not waiting until year 3 or 4, the way we did things with Sam Darnold. You have to get it right, and you have to find out fast in this league, especially competing in the AFC with the likes of Josh Allen, Mac Jones, who else do I go down through the line? Justin Herbert, now Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson now. You got to do what you can to compete with these guys. I'm not saying playoffs, but they need to win at least 8 games this year. At least. The 4-13s, the 3-14s, the 2-15s, it's not going to cut it anymore. So, amazing pick. So, what do we do next from here? Now they're waiting a long time. They go all the way to round 3, pick 101, back to Ohio State. They draft the kid out of Long Island, a diehard Jet fan growing up, in Jeremy Rucker, big boy, 6'5", 252 pounds. If you see the video when he knows he's being selected by his hometown New York Jets, I just loved seeing his dad just jumping up and down, going, yeah, just everybody cheering, doing the Jets chant. I mean, that's every kid's dream come true. He is the 2nd tight end coming off the board, ranked in the country, an absolute steal. And you would say to yourself, well, they just signed Uzomah and Conklin. Why would you go and draft a tight end, as high as the 3rd round? I'm going to tell you why. Conklin's contract and Uzomah's contract, they're 3-year deals, both of which you can get out of after the 1st year, and the guaranteed money is done. And who better for Jeremy Rucker to learn his craft from than Uzomah and Conklin? I mean, what more do you need to say? Other pieces of garbage that were in this franchise recently: Ryan Griffin, Trayvon Wesco, Tata, get rid of them. Get rid of them now. The Mike McCagnon guys, I think, should be, most of them, if not 95% of them, will be gone by the end of this coming year. So another awesome pick by Joe Douglas and company. Moving forward, round 4, pick 111. The Jets went out to Louisiana and they drafted Max Mitchell, offensive tackle. From Louisiana, just as I stated earlier, a 6'6", 307-pound prospect. The upside with him is he has no issue playing left side or right side. He's known for toughness, consistency, and his leadership. Only issue with him is he needs to work on his footwork a little bit, especially coming off the line when the ball is snapped. The hope is eventually you develop this prospect into eventually becoming the swing tackle, because George Fant is in his early 30s now, and you got the unknown right now with Mekhi Becton between his weight issues and coming off that injury. So I like adding depth to the offensive line. Bill Parcells said it himself. You can never have enough offensive linemen on your roster. Which brings me to the Jets' final pick. Shockingly, their draft ended in the 4th round. But that's okay, because I love all these picks. Excuse me. They went ahead and took defensive end out of Texas A&M, Michael Clemens, 6'5", 270-pound prospect. Very good run defender. He has the size and the intangibles to play on either side when you're playing linebacker. He's an effective pass rusher with very long arms. The knock on him and why he dropped all the way to the 4th round, he was unfortunately arrested 2 times while he was at Texas A&M. It's a kid that needs to be coached up in order to reach his full potential. So guys, thank you for all your patience. It sucked not being on here for a month. I just had to touch base because the NFL draft is the last taste of football you get until we get to August for the NFL Hall of Fame game and the start of the preseason. Thanks again for all the well wishes on the baby. And as I always say, like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.